welcome back to Cook Like a Tween. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a cheesecake. So let's get started. To start off, we're going to make a crust. I'm going to be using a recipe for the actual cheesecake part, but I'm going to be making my own almond flour and coconut flour crust. So what you're going to need is you're going to need 1 stick of butter, a pinch of salt, I only had this big thing, 2 cups of almond flour, and a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. If you don't have this, it's fine, just add extra almond flour. This is just in there to smooth out the crust. You're also going to want a pinch of sugar. And to put it in there, you're going to want a springform pan. Springform pans are really important for cheesecakes, or else the cheesecake will not come out of the pan. To start off, what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a food processor. You can also just knead this up by hand, but I just have this handy dandy little food processor here. And on the attachment, I just have this attachment on there that's just 2 blades. Well, if you also just have other blades, you can also do that. So to start out, we are going to put our stick of butter in there. Then our 1.5 cups of almond flour. And I'm just kind of like estimating how much almond flour. And then you're going to want a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. And then for the brands, I'm just using a Bob's Red Milk coconut flour and a Great Value almond flour, but any almond flour will work, or coconut flour. This one, the almond flour just needs to be super fine or fine. You do not want the coarse almond flour. You're also going to want to put a little pinch of salt in there. So 1/8 teaspoon. You want to be exact. And then another probably 1/4 teaspoon, so 2 pinches worth of sugar. And you're just going to want to blend this all up. So after you've done that, you can see it's a nice cookie dough consistency. So you're going to want to take this and you're going to want to put it onto a cutting board. So here I just have a glass cutting board, and we're just going to take all of our dough. Make sure you get all of it. You're gonna make sure you wash your hands before this. And I'm just gonna finally incorporate this. Also, you can completely skip the food processor and just knead this all with your hands to start out, but this gets it a lot more incorporated. You really should not have to mix up this much, a lot, because it should already be pretty incorporated, especially if you had softened butter to start out with. Then you want to go ahead and wash your hands. So next what you're going to need is you're going to need some oil. I just have some extra virgin olive oil. This is Great Value brand. And I'm just going to spray the springform pan all over with Great Value spray. It helps if you kind of tilt it up a little bit and then spray it. I want to make sure you get it nice and covered. Next, you're going to want to take your dough, just get it into a nice ball. And if it is a little bit drier, you might want to add a little bit more butter, but if it's a little bit more wet, you might want to add a little bit more of the coconut flour. So next you're just going to want to push this right into your springform pan and fill the bottom with your crust. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to stick this in the oven for 5 minutes or until it gets golden brown. You guys, so for our next steps, I'm going to be using an allspice recipe that's called the perfect cheesecake every time, and I'll link that in the description box below. Just a disclaimer, this is not my recipe, but I did make up the crust, so I'll be following this recipe. What you're going to need is you're going to need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 3 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, I just have white sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1 16-ounce container of sour cream. You're also going to need a bowl to mix it all up in and a spatula. So to start off, you're going to want to take your 2 packages of cream cheese and eggs and put them in the bowl, and you're going to want to whisk those up. You can also use a hand mixer for this step or a mixer for this step. You're just going to meet them up until they're smooth. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla and add that to your bowl. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to add your 16 ounces of sour cream. This is a 24-ounce container, but I'm just going to do about half of it. You're just going to want to fold this in. So if you don't know what folding is, you just want to go around the bowl and then pull it over. Go around the bowl, pull it over. And you might want to like smash it against the sides, but you're folding, so you're going to want to go around, over, around, over. You're just going to want to keep doing that until the sour cream is incorporated. You do not want to overmix or else it can cause your cheesecake to crack. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your batter and you're going to want to take your cooled down crust. This was cooked in a 350-degree oven, and you're going to want to keep that same temperature for your cheesecake. So you're just going to want to take your cheesecake mix and then just pour it straight into your batter. Then you just want to spread it out. So this is just an extra step, but if you want to have some toothpicks, I just have here some melted dark chocolate, which I melted in my air fryer. You can also melt it in a microwave or double boiler. You want to melt it in an air fryer or a microwave. Every minute or so, you want to go in there and stir it. You might think it's not melted, but it really is, and you need to make sure that the heat gets distributed evenly. So to start off, you're going to want to take your spoon, put it in there, and it depends on what pattern you want. I'm just going to kind of make it kind of random. If you want like one of those spider webs, you can kind of put one in the middle and then kind of like just go it around like that. But mine doesn't really matter. You just want to do this until all the chocolate in your bowl is gone. You can either leave it like this, or you can take a toothpick and then just kind of like draw the shapes around it and just kind of swirl it around. And if you put a little bit less chocolate than me, you can kind of see the swirls better. And you might just want to drag it to places where there's not a lot of chocolate on there. And also in the middle too, if you notice there's a lot of chocolate there, you might just want to like swirl that up a little bit more. And this is purely just how you want it. As you can see, it looks a lot more chocolatey now after I've done that. And I'm just adding that, as you can see, like, see this area doesn't have a lot, so you might want to bring some of that chocolate over there, and then it looks a lot more full. And then you want to stick this in the oven for 30 minutes to bake. Guys, so you can see my cheesecake is out of the oven. A way to test if it is done, you take a spoon, and they call this the wobble test. you want to hit the side of it. I don't know if you can really see it on here. But when you hit it, if it goes ripply, then that means it's not quite done yet. But if you hit it and it all moves together, that means that it is done. Now you can stop here, or you can take some fresh raspberries and you can take them and just put them on the top. I'm gonna make a little pattern. Now, then this is just gotta go into the fridge for 8 hours before serving. You do not want to put this in the freezer or else it might do something weird, like crystallize or something, and that won't be very good. For more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to venture off to the beyond. Bye guys!